No, I'm talking about this. Yeah, I had the sound off. Now look at the screen before it starts flickering. Do you notice anything weird about the LCD?
We're talking about like how
You don't see anything wrong with the image on the LCD other than that flashing shit. It's pretty obvious. There's no like looking for it.
Is it like this whole
The square in the center? What does that look like?
burning?
No.
What the fuck would cause that?
It almost looks like liquid.
Liquid?
That's what it looks like. Here, let me see it. Yeah, I mean, it's discoloration in the backlight.
Yeah.
It's not in the panel.
I thought maybe he had him. He got mad.
No, that would have broke it. Yeah, it's flipping out right now.
I mean, the touch panel still works and everything fine. It's the LCD.
Yeah, it doesn't follow the image either. It's consistent on the LCD itself. As soon as you untwist it, it does it. Like if you twist it, stops. As soon as you let go, freaks out. But that pattern in the center really looks like liquid damage. It's just really, like it's blotchy. And it looks like when liquid gets in there and it dries on the outside, but the center can't dry.
Think he'll spill the sippy cup on there?
I think he spilled liquid on it, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Did the panel look weird whenever you put it together?
No,
Yeah, there's something sticky in the casing.
Inside. Spill a sippy cup in there.
Yeah, look at it. It's on either end.
Yeah, I see it.
And it's on the back casing too. Smells sweet.
Like sweet like a
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah. So
Maybe grape juice or something.
it's
Maybe
sticky
Mom
too.
had a little too much wine spilled all over the iPad.
There's sticky stuff on the screen too. We'll open it up, but I am willing to bet
Liquid damage.
that there's liquid in it.
Let's see.
Show us. I mean, it just, you can see on the screen like the outside edge is clear, but then in the center, like the screen's like this big, like about an inch and a half in, there's a section that just looks like, it looks like when liquid gets in the backlight. It's like discolored, kind of looks bubbly.
It looked fine on its way out.
But all of a sudden now it's messed up. Which if we find liquid in there, so far there's liquid on the outside, so I would be shocked if we don't find it on the inside. Hello. What can I do for you?
I had a guy down at the AT&T store that said I might be able to help me out, but
Okay.
he don't know. The phone was drops pretty hard and it's not turning on for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty hard job.
Well, more or less my boyfriend threw it, so let's just put it that way. Eggs.
Well, did you make that happen after it got thrown?
Do what now?
You said X.
Oh, no, I mean, we've been that
Oh, okay.
way. No.
I was gonna say. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Chances are, if it's looking like this and it hit hard enough to make that's the LCD panel. No, it's a 6S, but
Is it bent? It looked like it's bent down the bottom whenever you had it sideways.
maybe a little. But LCD panel's got a droplet in it.
First I was saying that I was overheating that thing in my car. a minute.
Yeah, it's definitely getting warm. That's for sure. Let me open it up real quick and I can let you know what I think it is.
Okay.
Do you have insurance on your phone?
I do.
Okay. Well,
It's like $175.
yeah, if this is board damage, what I think it is, it may be the best option. Usually they won't boot loop like this unless something's gotten broken on the board.
The dog is not.
Huh? Oh,
The dog is it.
she's a Brindle Pit Lab Mix
Oh, okay.
and Sleepy Dog.
Hello there. My dog would like you.
She just sleeps all day.
Yeah, it sounds like mine.
That's her job. Her job is sleep.
You think it's CPU or NAND?
Huh?
You think it's gonna be CPU or NAND?
Let's find out.
Oh,
So it was giving you overheating warnings?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if it's battery. Disconnect rear camera. Based on how it's acting, it's board issue for sure. I don't have the equipment yet to fix these issues, and honestly, the amount of money you put in, your insurance would be cheaper. The only drawback is if you don't have anything backed up, that's going to be gone. So, I'll put it back together for you. There's no charge on it.
Thank you.
No problem. Luckily, you at least have insurance. Some people come in and don't have anything.
Yeah. How long have y'all been here?
Almost 2 years. Slowly getting her name out there.
Yeah, no, the guy at AT&T had just said, well, I have a friend that's down there.
Yeah.
And I was like, tell me where. I'll go see if you can help me.
Yeah, usually we've seen phones in here before that hard enough impacts, it's usually no getting them back.
Yeah.
We've had them come in and the screen, like everything on it, nothing's even broken on the screen. It's just they hit hard enough that something on the board
like
breaks.
that.
Mhm. And then after that, it's just pretty much game over.
Yeah.
Sorry we couldn't do anything. for
No,
you.
you're fine.
have
Thank
a
you
good
for
one.
trying.
No problem.
Too.
You have a good day. Alright, so that one was a NAND error most likely, and I don't have a 6S NAND stuff yet. Honestly, after I replace the screen, did the NAND, her insurance deductible would be cheaper anyway. So, that one off to the insurance.
Yeah.
Watch Care Bears next. The Goonies. The Care Bear stare, yep. You just hold arms and look at things. Alright, so Anthony, if you're in here, I don't know if you are or not, but Anthony's iPad that he sent in, we opened it up, reset the battery. After resetting the battery, the iPad tried to turn on, but kept looping. Put it into recovery mode, tried to do an update failed. So we did a restore and restore worked. And then Micah said throw it in the trash can. So I did. Actually no. I didn't.
Sorry.
I lied. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, it works now. Unfortunately, it couldn't save anything right now. Seemed like software gotten corrupt somehow and had it stuck in a weird state where it wouldn't turn on. Disconnecting the battery. I actually disconnected the battery a couple times until it finally turned on. Because at first I thought maybe the battery was dead, because if I plugged it in without the battery, the voltage on the amp draw, it doesn't have a TriStar, but it still was trying to boot itself. And as soon as I hooked the battery up, it would go to like 0.06 amps. And I recognized that that may be in DFU. So I plugged it in the computer, and sure enough, it was in DFU. So I kicked it out of DFU into recovery and tried to do an update. And the update failed. It gave me an error 9, I think. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a fucking NAND problem, but luckily the full restore fixed it. should create a website called Solder Porn. Have all these windows people can click on, tune in to certain channels. It'd be great. That's not a bad idea.
Solderporn.com.
Micah's already subscribed to solderporn.com. Anyone know where I can source soldering tweezers in the UK? All I can find is the Chinese crap on eBay. What do you mean soldering tweezers? Like actual tweezers? Are you talking about hot tweezers? As far as tweezers go, I like the Vetus brand tweezers. Personal choice, but they're cheap and they're very fine tipped and they don't break immediately when you fuck with them. Now if you treat them badly, they'll end up like mine, but I'd say for the amount of time and abuse that I put on mine, I can't complain too much. I need to have a set like Mark does his. His set that nobody else gets to touch. It's your boyfriend. I don't know who it is.
It's done. Uh-huh. Yep. Nope, it's done. Ready to go. Okay. Alright, bye.
What was that?
Fire stick.
Oh.
I ain't gonna come and give nothing else and it's like, no.
I like how he acts like it's our fault.
It's like, no.
I was like, Dave, we told you to set this up. It's not our fault you didn't set it up. Alright, so we almost got this board out. This board is doing the same thing. This one is an iPhone 6 Plus. I still don't have my Navi Plus attachment to where I don't have to remove the NAND, so I'm going to have to pull the NAND on this one. I can't wait to get the one where I don't have to, because it'll make these a breeze. Literally pull the board out, sit it in the machine, repair the NAND, and then reprogram it and be done. No soldering needed. I'm going to look at the machine when I get it in to see what points they're hooking up to and how they're doing it. Because I was looking on the schematic at all like the test points that are exposed and I couldn't see anything that really was like directly tied to NAND. Now there's some stuff that was tied to TriStar. Like the data lines for TriStar have test points in some of the areas that maybe they could be tapping into, but I wouldn't think you could program the NAND through TriStar. What's the machine? The Navi Plus with the adapter for the 6 Plus and 6 boards. I ordered the one that does the 6 Plus, Alex. Okay, Anthony. Anthony, we haven't put it back together yet, but here's your iPad. Well, of course it's dead because I disconnected the battery. You gotta reconnect the battery. I don't have the screw in for the battery, so it's just kind of flopping around. There you go. Apple logo. Before the battery gets disconnected. Alright, battery's disconnected. It boots up. Works. It's all good. Haven't seen them. The cost on it's like $160 for the adapter. Should pay for itself in about 2 or 3 repairs. I was looking around because like you've got these exposed test points here, but I didn't see any of them that went to the NAND. But maybe they do. iPad and the G4? Okay. I think I already shipped the G4 out. Yeah, the G4 got shipped out, but I'll send you invoices. The girlfriend is the one that usually does all the billing work, and I'm not very good at keeping up with it. 110? Well, that's pretty good. Maybe it was 110. I don't know. I have to look and see. Is that with shipping, Alex? Maybe thinking about the iPad ones. I think they were listed at 160, but they're more than that or something. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I think they're more expensive than they have them listed, though, from what I was talking to somebody about. Alrighty, let's clean out our underfill around our NAND. I know you all probably can't see it. Sorry. I gotta call. Actually, I'm gonna message AMScope while I'm here on stream and talk to them through their chat and see what they think. If the 0.3 will help me out or not. Yeah. Let's get crack-lacking. Okay, 110 each. That's probably what it is then. Before shipping. Makes sense. I need to clean my fucking holder. This thing is dirty. It's that dirty. Alright, so let me message AMScope real quick. Mr. Scope of the AM. AMScope. Deck cam. Live chat. I would like to chat with your customer service, please. What do they have on the front page? They got new fancy cameras. What the fuck? They got new cameras out, bitches. Alright. Micah. I said work it, Micah. I can hear you back there penis pumping. Penis pump Micah. Pumping it for the ones and twos. Alright, so I've messaged AMScope. Let's see how long it takes them to respond. In the meantime, we're going to blow some underfill out of this thing. Oh, he's typing back now. Danny. That could be a woman, I guess. Start wicking it. Not yet, but soon. Soon. Very soon. Wick it good. They're both going to be limited when it comes to field of view. All cameras come with that issue due to the sensor. Okay. Cool, man. I still need to know if the 0.3 will help.
Ashley. Hello? Hello? Y'all. Yep. Okay. She's still talking about it.
That's not very nice. Is she out there? Alright, so let's take off our underfield. It's probably her coming back. New 3D Essentials that actually hold the chip. Yes, I have. I talked to somebody about them the other day, actually. They said that they do hold the IC, but they're not, supposedly not the greatest accuracy as far as the chip holding. So it doesn't line it up perfectly on all of them. So I was recommended that it wasn't really worth the investment. Okay, so I've got that one. What up? Did she call back? Did Ashley call back? It rang as soon as you hung up.
Why did she call back?
Well, you said she was still talking.
She was still talking. I hung up.
Well, then I would guess that's why she called back.
I don't know. I don't know who that. Am I telekinetic, Chris?
Telekinetic.
Hirsch. No, Hirsch. Try to call him.
Call him back. Tell him I'm working on it right now. If he wants me to stop, let me know right now.
Hey, is this Hirsch? Hey, this is Micah. Did you call us? He's working on it now.
Okay, underfill's cleaned out.
Okay.
What's your favorite snack food, Micah?
Okay, yeah, I'll give you a call though as soon as he's done with it, okay? No problem. Alright, bye. Snack food?
Favorite snack food, Micah?
Micah's favorite snack food.
He said penises.
Pocky.
Pocky?
Pocky.
What the fuck is Pocky?
Chris, you were a sheltered child.
Your mom's sheltered under this penis.
Don't even know what Pocky is.
Sorry, Micah, I'm not familiar with trailer park treats.
They're not trailer park treats.
He said what flavor?
I like strawberry.
He likes strawberries because he's
Strawberry and chocolate. It doesn't matter what.
he's a feminine kind of girl.
See, I'm sure that person knows what Pocky
Hey, look, OBS crashed again. Thanks, OBS. I don't know why it keeps crashing. I uninstalled and reinstalled Elgato, and I figured out why it was blue screening on me. I don't know. Surprises. Alright, so we need to change out the tip on our hot air station so we can get a larger tip. Alright, reduction lens. Let's see what old AMScope has linked me to here. 0.37, this is the one I think Alex was talking about. They linked to something off-site. It's not even on their site. It's made by a different company. $39.99 for a 0.37 reduction lens for a Type C mount. Alex, do you know how much yours was going to be? Alright, let's crank our heat up a little bit here. To 350. Crank our airspeed up a little. Alright, now we need to put a little flux down. And by a little, I mean quite a bit. How much was the 0.37 reduction lens, Alex, that you found? Because I talked to AMScope and they said that's probably the best that you'll find as far as having field of view for the camera. Alright, so y'all aren't going to be able to see much of this anyway. I'll use the secondary camera here and you can watch what I'm doing. I'm just going to heat the NAND here pretty thoroughly. Use my coins to kind of weak away all the...
Did they tell you what hockey was yet, Chris?
No. They said it was some type of poor children's treat.
Chris, I'll have... I don't know. I was a very privileged child growing up.
Alright, so we're under the NAND. I'm just going to try to flip the NAND up. Okay, NAND is off. I found that the best way on the iPhone series is to get the NAND up to temperature so that the solder melts, and then actually just get under it and pop it and flip it off, because it causes the underfill here to kind of separate and not draw any of the coating off.
Yep.
So as you can see, we got a clean lift, didn't disturb any of our components around. Now we can clean it up and do our job.
Code 7. Yes, sir. No problem, sir. Bye.
What are you talking about, Anthony? Yep, it is. Put the secondary camera in the hardware. What are you talking about, Andy?
Chris likes pork pits treats.
What?
You like pork pits treats.
You do.
You do, Chris. You and your fucking teddy bears. Teddy grams.
Teddy bear grams.
Dunkaroos. I bet that's what Chris had all the time.
Put the secondary camera in the hardware. Are you talking about the webcams? Alright, so I'm going to turn the airspeed on down on that one. Go ahead and turn it off since we're not going to need it for a little bit. Okay. And we're going to flood this with lead. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do it a little later. They're just Logitech 1080p cameras, webcams. They're cheap, but they do a good job. Decent photo on them, or video on them. Audio is terrible, but we use a secondary mic, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm just going to go across here. I'm using my leaded solder to pick up the old solder and put down some leaded in its place. I'm not scrubbing the board, I'm not doing anything intensive against it. Just kind of reflowing those to get them at a lower melting temperature. And then we're going to come back with our wick. We're going to cut off our saturated wick there. We're going to come in with some new wick. Need to clean the tip out as much as we can. And then we're just going to lightly put pressure down. Nothing crazy. Just going to go across these pads. You don't want to be rushing across them because you want to give the pad time to heat up a little bit. But at the same time, you don't want to just sit there on top of the pad because the heat will allow the pad to lift easier. Especially NC pads, which not necessarily needed, but does add some strength to the chip. Yeah, the chisel that I use has the open end for it's like a little solder well in the end of it. It's really helpful for refilling pads. Alright, so we're just going to clean this up a little bit. Make sure this is all nice and clean. I'm going to grab my blade here. We'll turn our temp down to about 300.
350.
Airspeed about half. And we're going to come in and clean up some of this underfill here. I'm just putting slight pressure against it, nothing crazy. I don't want to get down in the board. If you do, no big deal, it just adds more work. Okay, let it cool for a second.
Hey there.
Hey,
Can I help you?
my name's Ashley Campbell. I've called and talked to someone twice about dropping off some things to get
I
work
think it's
on.
me.
Was that you?
Mhm.
Are you Chris?
I'm Micah.
Mike. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And one of them was a 5.
That's a 5C, and you can see what the screen's doing on that one.
Might be plus less. Might just use UVC. And then what was going on with the 6? You said it just ran slow or something?
No.
Or
This
well, it
one,
froze
like,
up.
and here, like, I've done a reset on it. I didn't
Yeah.
do it. So is this okay to leave it with you?
Yeah,
like this?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So this one, like, you may be typing out a text and you go to, do the word what or whatever, and like you may get to A and like you go A
And
and no
you just
A.
want to do nothing?
So then I would
Turn
hit
the screen off and back
and
on.
back
and-
on and start. It'd be okay again. Now, initially when I started using this phone, because it's been out of commission for like I don't know, say a year.
Uh-huh.
It's just my husband's old phone. He just got a new one a year ago.
Okay.
And so I thought, oh, I'll start using this 6. And it was good for a few days, and then it started acting up like that again. And then it was
Okay.
good for about a week, and then it started acting up again.
Okay.
So whatever all that means.
Okay.
But I really want. I'm not so much caring about the 6 as
As
I
the
am that.
5C?
Yeah, because our daughter's gonna start using that one.
Okay.
and
I gotcha.
actually, she already is. I guess I need to give you the passcode again. Six. No,
You
there's
won't
not
have a
one.
passcode
Yeah.
yet. $24. Mm-hmm. All right. Uh-huh.
So 5C, your thing's pretty
It,
easy, right?
it's probably just the LCD.
Okay.
And then this one we'll probably have to look at. It sounds like it's no touch kind of scenario, so we'll kind of play around with it and try to see if we can recreate the issue.
And if you need to keep that 6 longer, that's fine. I really don't care.
Okay.
You need it for a while. The 5C, if you'll call me when it's ready,
Okay.
I'll swing by and pick it up.
I should be able to figure it out by the day.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Bye.
I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I'm getting too aggressive, almost exposed some ground there. So we will stop right there. It's pretty clean. As far as the knives, Alex, I don't know. I thought about ordering one of those.
Those CNCs, Chris.
What are we talking about?
Are you talking about
No, I'm talking about the super thin knife that they've been selling out of China that's made for cutting this underfill shit off.
oh, well, I thought that's what the CNC was for.
Well, it is, but it's
Cut
for
the-
removing the whole chip and stuff off.
Yeah. I was watching a
Alright,
video
so that's
on
good
one
enough.
just eating away the underfill, like after they'd already pulled the chip.
With the old blade?
No, with the CNC.
CNC? Oh. Now this one's like a really thin, flexible blade, and they heat the chip up and just take it and just push it through it, and it just cuts all of it off.
Huh.
Yeah, there is always something new.
Is
That's
it
true.
like a heating blade or something?
No, it's just like it goes on into one of these X-Acto things.
Huh.
It's just super thin and flexible and sharp.
Thin, sharp.
Alright, so we got
What's the super sharp knife you got? What is?
Ginsu.
Yeah. It's
No. Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
I thought yours was a Ginsu or something.
No, it's an actual high quality blade. It's just brittle. The underfill would stick to it? No, that underfill is fucking dry and brittle. Like when I'm scraping it here, it comes off in sheets.
It feels like ash almost.
Yeah,
like
it's real like
burnt bark.
yeah. It's a really hard plastic. All right, so the chip is fairly clean. We got one spot there. We can use our iron to clean the chip. Looks like we only really have one spot though that has some underfill. That's taken care of now. Let's see if there's any. There's some right there. So we're just going to take our iron and run it across it. Looks good. I'm pretty confident in that. Now we need to do a quick half-ass reball on it, just so that the Navi Plus can read it. So we're just going to take some flux and we're going to add solder back to the tip like we did earlier. And we're just going to run over these pads and get that in focus for you all. Okay, so go over all our pads here. This one's not wanting to puff up. Come on, there you go. Okay, that should be good enough. Let's clean our IC and let's pop it on the old programmer. 5S with blue screen, already checked the long screw holes. Blue screen, I mean usually it's long screw. Check it like front camera flex. It's out there, I've seen them. I'm not sure what it's called. If you look on VIP Programmer, it's on their site under the Navi Pro section. All right, so let's go ahead and reprogram fix our NAND. Hopefully this is the issue. Yeah, it could be compass IC. That's true. Compass IC is right below one of the screw holes. Very easy to damage. Alright, so we're going to turn Navi Plus on. Let's see if we can get a view that you all can actually see something that I'm doing here. Watch it, it'll get camera shy this time again, like it did last time. Alright, so got our NAND receptacle open. We're going to put our NAND in. Close it. Okay, so we're going to do check first. It reads the full 16 gigs. We're going to go to read. We're going to let it read the NAND. Okay. We're going to make sure that... Alright, so the last four are JG5QG. We're going to do another read just to make sure they match. Alright, let's see, JG5QG, okay, it matches, so now we're going to hit quit. Now the Navi has like a temporary memory storage, so it's storing that information right now that we've read. So now that we've read it, we need to go back and we need to go to HD fix, and we need to do start fix, which is going to wipe the NAND of all information. It wipes all the sectors. I think it's supposed to mark the bad sectors as it goes through, and then it resets up the partitioning. So we're going to let that fix. Alright, so it says recovery is finished. We'll hit quit, read and write. If you go in here, we still have all our information. And we're going to click write. We're going to write back to the NAND all the serial number information and the Wi-Fi, and we're going to read it again. So it should be JG5QC on the last four, so we'll read it. and make sure that it matches. And it does, so we have JG5QG there. And now we'll do one more hydro check to make sure it's good. So that's all there is to it. How does reading it verify that the contents on the NAND was not corrupted to begin with? The contents, the actual information hardly ever gets corrupted. The problem is sectors in like the boot section and stuff get fucked up. And when it goes to read or write to a sector where it's supposed to be, it doesn't see it. So it just kind of freezes up and goes into a panic state. There's different partitions, and the partition that stores the device information and stuff is separate from the actual operating system. And the operating system is what usually gets fucked. Just like most Macs in general, they have really bad problems with software corruption. And the iPhone seemed to be no stranger to that same corruption. So the NAND now should be good to go.
Alright, that is.
So we need to wick this flat now, and then we need to yeah, the serial information and stuff is not part of the firmware. It's stored on the NAND separately. All your information about your device is stored on the NAND, not through the firmware. The firmware doesn't give a shit. It's just the actual firmware. Okay, so we're going to wick this again. We're going to get these nice and clean and fairly flat. So when we go to put on our new solder balls, they have a nice area to sit. If you click, okay, Yassine, if you don't read the NAND and you just do the fixed partition part of it and then go to read it, it will be blank. There will be no information in there. So you'll kind of be fucked. I did that one time when I was testing. I wanted to see what was needed to do to fix it properly. And luckily I had 2 RAM chips that I had already written with the same information. So I was able to just go back to the one that I had already written to and reread that chip and then flash it back to the other chip. Yeah, the Navi Plus has its own temporary memory that it can store. Pretty much it is RAM. It has RAM that it can store temporary information on. Yeah, with the adapters you don't have to do the NAND removal at all. You can just straight read it off the board. Like with it still attached to the board, you can just read it. It takes all this guesswork out of it. Data recovery, there is no way to recover data. When you do this process, it wipes the hard drive. There's no path for recovery that I know of. You could probably take an image of the drive, but then the image that you're taking is corrupted information. I don't know a way that you could save data by doing this type of repair. At least I haven't seen one. Now, there very well could be an option, but I don't know of it, so. Let me see if does this open up the viewing angle at all? Other than just making it completely out of focus, or is it the exact same? Seems like it's the exact same. Doesn't look like it adds much to it at all. Alright, so we're going to put a little flux down. This is to help our solder ball stick down. And then we're going to grab our stencil, which we need to clean before we ever use it because it could have residue on it. Yeah, error 4013, error 9, error 4014. Well, I take that back. Error 4014, you can save data sometimes. That usually means that the NAND is not being read at all. And sometimes that can be a broken solder joint. Usually you can test that by pressing on the NAND or freeze fraying it, and it'll boot up. But that's the only way that that'll work. Alright, before we proceed, I wanted to show you. So right now this board has no NAND on it. It's just the board that we were messing with. I'm going to put this board back in the housing, and I'm going to pop the screen on it real quick, and I'm going to show you all what it does when the NAND is not present. Plus we can also make sure that the phone is properly working. But when the NAND is not present at all, you'll get an error 40. Because the NAND is not present, so the restore fails because there's no NAND to talk to. When it goes to initialize the NAND for restore processing, it just fails because there's no NAND present. And it should give me an error 40 when it does so. So I'm going to show you just to reassure myself, I guess, plus kind of as a teaching point, that when you pull the NAND off, if it's error 40 when you pulled it off, chances are that your NAND was correct. If it's 4013 while it's on and 40 while it's off, you had NAND corruption. Error 40, usually you can just reball and it'll work. I don't know if this is a good battery or not. We'll plug in a good known battery. There's a chance the TriStar can get damaged while doing these. Usually not, but okay, so it sees the phone right now. I had my speakers muted, no wonder I couldn't hear it. I was like, why is it not turning on? Like, oh, speakers are off. Alright, so I'm going to switch you all over to the camera that you all can see what I'm looking at. Alright, so we've got our iTunes up here. Man, this window is all discombobulated. I'm gonna have to fix these windows. Let's see, what else do I have on here? Video capture device, secondary. Hey, make big screen. Woohoo! Bigly. Let's reorganize this real quick. I've got to adjust this when it's not scaled properly. Ever since I redid the camera setup, it's kind of... Okay, there we go. There. That's somewhat better. Alright, so right now the 6 Plus is showing up in recovery mode. Let me click back. Let me unplug it and plug it back in. Alright, so if I click restore right now, restore and update, it's going to extract the software. Yeah, I've seen the fixture that you can put on over the board. I've actually thought about getting those because it's really nice. You can reprogram the NAND and restore it and everything and then put it back on. So I've thought about getting one of those, but we'll see. With this new adapter, I won't need that. At least not for the 6 Plus series. We don't even have to fucking take them off. But we'll let this go ahead and try to restore without the NAND present, and you'll see we get an error 40, which is normal. So error 40, it means that when the NAND is at the point where it's supposed to say, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to be restored, it will fail. It's usually, I think, when it sends the NOR information or something like that. It's whenever it ping. It's almost like a knock at the NAND, like, hey, are you ready? So here we go. I can show you all here. I'm sure some of you all have seen this. I know Alex has, and I think Larry has too. Alright, so it's waiting for iPhone. Alright, here's where it's going to give us the error 40. Right here. And we should get an error 40 here in a few seconds. Waiting for iPhone. There we go, error 40. So as you can see, we have an error 40 with the NAND removed, so we know that our NAND was corrupt. So before we were getting an error 4013, now we're getting an error 40, which is no NAND present. Or hey, I can't speak to the NAND's not there, NAND's not listening. What's up, Bobby? So we know the NAND is off, so obviously it's going to give us an error 40, but error 40 kind of confirms that we know it was a NAND corruption issue that was causing our error 4013. If it gives you a different error there, then you have other problems. If it gives you like an error 14 or something, then you have something disconnecting the phone. You could have something wrong with TriStar. It could be a power issue. If the phone won't even get to that restore section, you may have problems with data lines. There's just a lot of things that it could be, but error 40 usually means everything else is good. We just had a problem with NAND. Alright, so got our NAND mounted back in our bracket. We're going to go ahead and do our reball now. So let's get our stencil. I'm actually going to flip it upside down, that way it's not hanging off the table at all. Just kind of press it down. The flux will kind of create a suction against it and kind of hold it in place a little better than it normally would. Now we're going to grab our pre-made balls and we're going to knock these out onto this. I'm going to turn my temperature back up but my airspeed down for the reballing portion. Alright, so the larger balls, if you haven't watched stream for NANDs, these are .60s. Thank you, Larry, for the information on that, by the way. Larry has he's the king of pre-mades. He loves the pre-made balls. I do too on NAND. I can't get it's hard to get a really consistent reball on NAND, and that is the key to NAND. You have to have a consistent reball. Has to be level. If you don't have a level reball, you'll have a pad that's not touching. You'll have a pad that's too big and might bridge. Just a lot of issues that you can have. So remember to keep your balls level, guys. Keep your balls level. You don't want to have uneven balls.
No, no, no.
Uneven balls equals a bad time. Alright, so get our spare ball off here.
Get that spare ball.
We're going to hold our stencil down. We're going to come in with our heat from a little bit away. We just want to preheat the area. Okay, we got one here that's, so sometimes you'll get them where they won't break the surface tension. So if you just use your tweezers and tap the ball, it'll break the surface tension of the ball itself. And there you go with the larger ones. Alright, let's see. So it's time to do our, let me turn the brightness up here a little bit. It gets really dark on these views. Alright, so it's time for the smaller balls. These are 0.45 millimeter balls. I'll say, as far as reballing goes, and I just broke my own rule there, I was going to say less is more, but of course I ended up dumping all of them on the board, or on the chip. You want to get as few balls on here as you can, because more of them usually creates just a lot of problems, like this, because now I got to go through and clean up all these excess solder balls to keep from bridging to other things. Plus it makes it more of a pain just for cleanup in general. I usually just tend to knock a majority of them away and then come back and place the ones I need. So let's split these up, split these up. I've been talking to Mark Schaefer about, he's been doing a lot of Samsung stuff lately. I still don't get much in the Samsung. A lot of them have been dead ends for me, but he seems to be having good success, so I'm definitely interested to see what he's doing, the different stuff. I'm hoping that they'll stream some of it. I just haven't had much luck out of Samsungs, and it's kind of deterred me from trying to fuck with them. I mean, I understand that they're kind of the same. It's pretty much all the same shit. It's just different systems, different rails that you kind of have to get used to. But we don't see a whole lot of Samsungs. The ones we do see normally are just, hey, can you get my pictures off? And if that's the case, data recovery will be a chip off issue, not so much a make my board work again issue. Alright, so we got all our solder balls. Let's get these melted back down into place. Okay, there they go. Alright, everybody is somewhat melted. We'll let that cool for a second. But I'm interested to see what happens with Mark. Alright, so we got that one done. Now we need to hit it with some flux and let these form up. It's always good to reflow them after you're done. Sometimes the stencils can kind of cause the solder to kind of stay in a weird shape, and they can be uneven because of that shape, and then when you go to place them it can cause some weird settling issues. So I always like to reflow it and just make sure that everything's kind of level. Yeah, I noticed Jason hasn't streamed much. What happened to the MacBooks? I haven't worked on it yet, bro. MacBooks is the end of the line for us. MacBooks come last. We've got a water damaged Air here also with no backlight. You can see the obvious corrosion on it, so it should be a fairly straightforward repair. May need a new FPC. I might have to order them. I don't keep a whole lot of Mac parts. I've got some for the like 2009 to 2012 models, like random chips and random connectors, but I don't keep a lot of the Air stuff around. Alright, so let's look down the side of our chip. Everybody looks nice and even there. That's what we're looking for. We don't want any unevenness. We don't want anything crazy. It's a fairly low profile reball, but we don't need a whole lot of solder there. We're just trying to make a connection. We're not trying to have the chip sitting up 2 inches off the board. Alright, so we'll place our coins back on, and we're going to put down a little layer of flux. In these situations I feel like less is good. Usually I use quite a bit of flux, but the NAND can float on you pretty easily because of the size of the chip, so I don't tend to put as much flux on NAND when I'm doing a reball and reflow on it. Alright, so you want to get the NAND approximately where it should be, right about there. That should be good. Alright, so I'm going to bring in the secondary camera. We're going to push the microscope back a little bit, just because I really want this to sit down level. I'm going to increase my airspeed again, back up to about half. Ooh. Half airspeed for my station at least, whatever that means. Alright, I like to tap the NAND down a little bit whenever I'm reflowing it that way, because the surface tension on the actual solder or on the pads can be great enough that it won't let the solder melt down, just like it does when you place the balls there. So I like, since we have such a small reball, if the reball was large on there, when you press it down it would shoot solder out pretty far and possibly bridge. Since these are such a small reball, there's not much chance of really bridging them, and you can just kind of tap the top of it just a little bit to break that tension, and then with the broken tension it'll allow the chip to sit down and hopefully we get a good connection. So I'm going to clean this up, and then we're going to try to restore this again and see if we get an error 4013 again or not. Alright, so let's place it back in the frame. Not overly concerned with getting everything positioned correctly because I've still got to put some stuff back on the back of it. Mostly here, just want to get it in and test it. Okay, got our power buttons hooked up. Let's get our screen hooked up. Yeah, I agree. If I do see quite a few of these, we see at least one, maybe even two a week. So it's definitely something. If I can offer a cheaper price on it too, I think it'll be more enticing. So we're going to try to get the pricing down for both the mail-in stuff and for the customer, a walk-in customer. That way it's a more enticing repair, something that can be done on the spot. Alright, so iTunes is up. It sees the phone in recovery mode, which is normal after doing the NAND repair. We'll switch you back over to that view. Alright, so we're going to do restore and update, and then hopefully we will not get an error here. We'll find out here shortly. Sometimes you can still get errors after doing this, and it can be because the NAND's not sitting down on the pads correctly. Maybe you have a short. Maybe the NAND itself is bad, which can happen. But I'm fairly confident in how that one went. We shouldn't have too much problems. What's up?
Guy from yesterday that formatted his MacBook, he messaged me and said his MacBook won't start up and it's in restore mode. And I'm wondering if the hard drive's failing.
Probably is.
I tested it through first aid before I formatted it, and it came back fine. But I mean, that's why I was going to tell him that it could still be an issue, and if it is, then I just charge him for the hard drive part, since I already charged him for a format.
Alright, here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we have the logo. We have the loading bar. That was more than it would do before. Before, the loading bar would not come up. Alright, let's see if it will restore. Yep, it's restoring. So the small black line where the starting of the load of the restore has already started. So we'll let this see if it'll finish. Hello. What can I do for you? Here you go, Michael.
The spot referred me over here saying that y'all buy laptops.
Okay. What do you have?
I have this. I bought it back in the spring. I was still in school.
Okay.
But I'm no longer in school.
Okay.
I am missing the charger to it.
Okay.
And I was wondering if it's any value. Like, it's not had a charger for a while, so.
Is it full completely back like a tablet? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty new. It just, I
Like
have no
it's
reason
broken.
for it. Is it broken?
No,
Oh.
no.
What's that saying?
It's just a joke.
Happen.
I always thought it'd be funny if someone grabbed one and goes, "Oh, I wanted one of those convertible ones."
Oh, it just snapped. It's
Let me see how much they're worth.
really cool in here. I'm good in here.
We try to make it cool,
Do you all sell tablets here?
when we have them, we do. What kind were you looking for?
I might. Well, next month I'm probably gonna buy one because I don't like the bulkiness of a laptop, and even though that one folds over, I'd still just rather have a tablet.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just like a basic one, like not really an iPad per se, but you know, like a decent running one. Maybe just like a step below iPad.
Alright, so no charger. How much are you wanting to get out?
Basically, however much it's worth. Like I said, I tried taking it to the spot. Of course, they don't buy them back, and the pawn shop didn't want it because of no charger. So
They didn't offer you anything.
no, yeah, they didn't want nothing to do with it without a charger.
The charger's gonna cost me about $20. Reselling it, I might be able to get like 150 out of it, maybe. So. I could do like $60 on it.
That's good
Is
for
about
me.
what I can do. And I'll have to have you fill out a paper for me.
Alright. Do you have a charger on hand to hook it up, make sure it works and everything?
We might have one, but
When I first I lost the charger in a move, and when I first tried to find one, I couldn't find like one that fit it specifically. Like
Yeah.
the best I could find was at Best Buy, and they had like 2 different like universal kinds.
Yeah.
And like, we don't really know which one will fit it and not blow it up. And I was like, well, I'd rather not blow it up. So
we can find out real quick. Yeah, maybe about $20 for the charger.
oh, that's not bad at all. The ones that they were selling at Best Buy were like $80.
Yeah, those universal ones are expensive.
Yeah.
And I've tried to find the same chargers on the universals, and it's pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
Alright, let me get you fill out this for me. Do you have your ID with you?
I do.
Okay. You just put your information on there, and then when we get done, we'll have to do a copy of your ID on the back. That way, just in case the police show up and say, hey, where'd you get this?
Yeah.
Be like, here you go.
Understandable. Get that out of here. Oh, there it is. My street address is different from the one on my ID.
Okay.
It's like 3 hours away from here.
Okay. Are you down here for school?
I was down here for school. I was in school for business,
Okay.
actually, and I ended up hating it quite a bit. And my family is great and wonderful. They just don't have a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
So I was having to work while in school trying to maintain a 3.5 GPA to keep my scholarship.
Yep.
And
It can be a bit much.
yeah, I'm just not that talented, honestly. So I ended up losing scholarship, so I abandoned it before I went into debt.
Well, that's better than being in debt.
Yeah, well, now I work at Riley's, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the worst decision I've ever made. I certainly have a lot more freedom than I did.
You gonna put that on? What are you doing?
Trying to wait. I was talking to that kid and
Heat.
waiting for this one to boot up. So I can figure out what's wrong and what it is and boot it down and what it is.
Oh, I guess this device information you fill out, right?
Yeah, we'll fill it out. Just sign the ditch bomb there.
Today is
24.
Start doing the date, Chris.
Is it the screen?
I don't know if it is or not. I gotta open up. It didn't start doing it until I flexed it.
Oh, maybe it is.
Third one today.
Which way do you put this in, like a print on the back?
Huh?
Face down or face up to print on the back?
I want to say it's face down.
Face down?
Face down. And then towards you, or I think.
To print on the back?
Yeah.
John will know shortly. You just do copy?
Uh-huh. Are you trying to scan something?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Copy. it takes a little bit to calibrate.
Next month I'll probably come back and get a tablet because I'd much rather have something like that as opposed to a laptop.
What's that?
Might come back and get a tablet. I don't know. I like tablets.
Yeah.
Nice and easy, pack around.
What kind of tablet were you looking for?
Just, I would say
Like
like
any brand in particular? Or?
probably something a step below iPad.
Were you looking for a Windows-based one, or were you looking for anything?
Probably Windows based.
Okay.
The Surface Pros are awesome.
Yeah, we had one. We sold
Yeah,
it.
we
though.
sold it, yeah.
I'll probably
Alright,
check
we'll
back
get
in.
your link for you.
Someone, that one guy that does the candy stuff there in Fleeland, he had one of those brand new Surface, the actual
Desktop?
laptops.
Oh, yeah.
And they separate, but oh my god, that thing looks so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know. I never owned like a MacBook or anything. I mean, like the display looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I have an iPhone. I switched from having a Samsung to an iPhone, and I'm not techie at all. I really don't know what the difference is, but I have noticed the difference, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different experience when you go from one to the other.
It would take me forever to
It
figure
does.
this thing out.
That's true
horrible.
between any change though. If you go
Yeah.
Android Apple or Apple Android, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it was horrible, and now I've had it for like 5 months now, and I still would much rather have my Samsung back. And the fact that they just make them huge. I like
Yeah.
huge things.
Yep. You have a good day.
Yes, thank you.
I got a stack of laptops for you to do.
It's like what?
Laptops up here for you to do. Alright, so we're still waiting on this one. The computer's been running slow today as far as restores go, so that iPad took forever to restore also, but we're to the point where it's restoring the baseband firmware right now. As soon as it finishes the baseband firmware, it should jump pretty quickly and reset itself. Once it resets and boots back up, we're going to go ahead and power it down, put everything back on, put our covers back on, and put our screws back in. Then we'll move on to our next device, which we've got an iPhone. I think it's iPhone 6s no power, so we're going to check that one out.
Chris, this may actually be a Twitch I see.
Where can you find an iPad 2 Wi-Fi schematic? If you just Google iPad 2 schematic, you'll probably find it. Let me try. We're going to do it on live stream. We're going to Google iPad 2 schematic.
You should just send a link to let me Google that for you.
We're going to do a Google iPad 2 schematic. And then we'll look here, service manuals. This is probably a paid for site. Let's see. No, this one's free. iPad 2 schematic. Maybe it's free. Let's see, is it free? Yep, it's free. There you go. iPad 2, there's the first schematic, and probably the second one is the full information. Let's see, this is probably the full one. It gives you, yep, there's all the other schematics. There you go. Literally Googled iPad 2 schematic, and it came up. Google's your friend, guys. No problem. Use Google. It's always good.
William LCD.
Alright, so it's restoring. We're in the final part of restore. This is the initial setup. And we should be back up at the setup screen. And that will be NAND restore complete. And we will move on to our next device. Yep. Sync iOS is now looking for the phone. You need A1395. Why do you need A1395? They're pretty much the same exact board. Well, let's try this. Let's go back. And we'll do A1395 schematic. iPad 2 cellular. So is it a cellular or is it not a cellular? A1395, 1396, and 1397. Hey, there you go. There's the schematic. It says that the schematic for those is the same as all of them. So literally, I added the board number and that's the same. Alright, so the phone is on. Yay. We're going to tap the home button. English, United States. I don't have the Wi-Fi antennas hooked up, so it's probably going to bitch. Yeah, so we're not going to pull any Wi-Fi since the antennas are not hooked up. But the phone works now, so we're going to click back over to our main view. Yeah, we do, on the large pads, we do 0.6 mils, and on the small pads, 0.45 mils. So I'm going to start unhooking everything here. Always make sure to unhook your battery. Even on the 6 series, even though it's very hard to blow backlight, it's still a good idea to do it, because you never know, and then you could end up in a world of hurt, saying to yourself, why didn't I just unplug that backlight or that battery? Now I got a blown backlight, man.
You blew it.
Literally, you blew it. Alright, so we're going to put our antenna back on here. I think this antenna is either Wi-Fi or GPS. I can't remember. It could be cellular, I guess, but later, Tim. It's hard to read Tim's name. He's in pink or purple, maybe. Dark purple and red. Yes, error 40 before you do anything. If it gives you an error 40, it means either the NAND is dead or it's not talking to the CPU, which could be a broken solder ball, but most likely is a dead NAND or a badly corrupted NAND, which we talked about earlier. Somebody said that they had one. Have you got one main stencil for all the main chips to reball on all iPhones? Not all. So this is the iPhone 6 series stencil. It has, if we can move around this thing, it's sticking to the board. You've got like different RF signal stencil holes. We've got, that's Tigris, I believe. That's I think that's Cumulus. No, it's not Cumulus. What is that one? I'm not sure which one that one is. Might be Audio IC. That's Mason. That's the transceiver IC. This one's Wi-Fi. This one's NAND. This is more of the RF signal ICs. That one's another transceiver. That one is Chestnut, I believe. That one, I'm not sure. I can't remember which chip has that pattern. It may be something to do with Stockholm. This one is backlight driver, I believe. You've got more RF chips. I think that's the PMIC for baseband. That one is, I don't think that's audio. No, audio is out here in the center. That's Audio IC. That's PMIC. That's baseband. That is Cumulus. and that one is TriStar. I can't remember what this one is, but yeah. How many do I have? One for each model, pretty much. I use the iPhone 6 one though, mainly because most of the reballing patterns are close to the same. If not, you can get one that's pretty close. The only ones that really seem to matter are CPU is different, obviously. RAM can be different sometimes. The transceiver ICs can be different, and little things like that. My tip to clean the stencil: take your braid, go over it a couple times, make sure you got all your excess lead away, and then just use a good solvent to get rid of the flux and shit left over. Alright, so have I used the cheap ones? Yes, I have a whole bag of them. They suck. I do not recommend using cheap stencils. They flex too much. The fucking solder balls won't come out. Sometimes the solder balls will pop up out of the holes because there's no space. It's just not very fun dealing with the cheaper ones. I don't like them. People can work with them. I'm not saying you're not able to work with them, but they just make it more of a pain. And there's no sense in sitting there forcing yourself to use something that makes your work harder.
This is Touch IC.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Just let them know, I guess.
I know. Was it $8 or 100?
125.
125. My bad.
Yep. How do you get stripped head pentalops out? Bobby, the easiest way to get those out is to actually kind of, if the screen's already fucked, you're kind of in luck. You can kind of just fucking break the goddamn thing. If not, the easiest way that I found to get them out is, if you've got them started at all, you can take some shear cutoff snips like these that have a flat edge on the back, and if the screws start at all, you can grab the head and turn it. If not, what you can do is you can put upward pressure here and actually get to the post, and if you can put upward pressure near the post, sometimes even if it's stripped a little bit, you can turn it and it'll break them free. Other than that, you're gonna have to break the screen.
Or a rubber band. Rubber bands work really good. Put a rubber band at the end of a screwdriver.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can put anything over the end of the actual screwdriver to give yourself some grip on the screw. Micah said rubber band. Sometime if you put it on the end of the actual screwdriver and push it in, you can get it to grab a little bit.
As long as someone didn't torque chart it in there.
Christopher, as far as paste or reballs, it's up to you, personal choice. I do paste on most of my ICs, but you can reball every single one of them. Larry does pre-made balls on most of his stuff, and it works fine. I use paste on most of my stuff. It works fine. It's just really up to you. Paste is easier to work with because the cleanup is literally take your spatula and wipe it off. With balls, you kind of have to make sure everybody's sitting in their hole, and you have to clean them off. You have to make sure that none of the balls have come out of place. It's different. What are you doing, Hirsch? You got good timing, buddy. You got good timing.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm almost done with it.
So was it the NAND?
Yep. It works now.
Yeah, sure.
It is up and working.
No, what causes that NAND, man?
Software corruption. It's random.
Fuck that shit. People just come back in our asses being like...
I would tell her. I'd be like, it's not anything that we did.
Hey, well, Apple fucking tells, oh, it might be the screen.
It's not the screen.
Oh my god, fuck you, man.
That's just crap. That's just them telling
that's
people.
Apple's fault because they used faulty TLC.
The what?
They used the TLC NAND on some of the phones.
Yeah.
Which are faulty. The MLC NANDs are better.
Well,
on the 6.6 Plus.
They're all about the same. We see failures on all kinds.
Well, that's what I read online, so I was just getting my online 2 cents.
Well, the online stuff also tells you to put tape underneath chips to fix it too. So
Really?
you ever seen people put tape underneath touch ICs to try to fix them?
Nope.
Well, that's on the internet too.
Micah, man, what are you doing? Posing
As somebody working. Micah poses as a worker.
Nope, he didn't fix it properly. Whoever's on the phone.
What?
It's Micah's fault.
It's Micah's fault.
Hey, this is Mike at B&C. I was calling you back about the 2 phones you dropped off. I already got one of them repaired. It was a busted LCD. The other one is a touch IC. If you want, you can give me a call back at 502-420-8850. Thanks. Bye.
And it's $200 to fix that.
That's about 60. Yeah, about right.
What phone is it?
Huh?
What phone?
Two phones. One's a busted LCD. It would have been 60 repair, and then touch IC 125. So that's about $200. You're dead on. You got the psychic powers.
Man, I'm only doing
making
200 for
money
the.
and psychic powers.
Man, I'm only doing 200 for the Touch ID. Fuck the LCD shit. What phone is it?
6.
6 has a Touch ID problem too.
Touch
Yeah,
IC.
they can. It's usually
Man, if
cumulus.
this 6 goes crazy on itself, would it be like because of Touch ID?
I see.
I see. ID's the.
I mean, Touch IC.
Yes.
Man, fuck that.
Look at the wrist. It can be screened, but
Huh?
it can be screened sometimes. But the majority,
We had 2 of them come in today that were.
Oh, that was
screens.
bent, really bent, also.
really, really bent.
How is my friend David doing?
Bringing us phones.
Bringing us phones, making us money.
Man, I'm just happy that it's not me who's doing shit to those phones or my people. It's just already something bad on the phone. I'll be pissed off if it's me who's.
Yeah, you got to think about it. If somebody brings in a phone for screen replacement, most of the time it's not going to cause the phone to reboot unless you've damaged something.
Right. Well, that's the thing. That's what I told them, and they're like, "Well, when I got it fixed, it was good."
I was reading about someone that got blamed for like changing someone's passcode because they forgot the passcode.
They said they changed their iCloud password.
Yeah, that was it.
Like how? How did they change their iCloud
I would
password?
sue that bitches. Sometimes it pisses me off so bad. I'm like, man, you can go to court for this.
No. Keep on keeping on, fella.
Oh, no,
Last 4 screws, Hirsch. Last 4
I got
screws.
7 lawyers. He's ready to go.
He's lawyered up.
I wish. Man, I would have 7 lawyers, but they're all from high school.
All from high school?
I keep those kind of lawyers.
Pre-law.
If you know what I mean.
Pre-law.
You get that pre-law.
Yeah.
Interns.
Man, they're
That's the way to go.
you're worse than interns.
Last screw, Hirsch. Last screw.
Thank God.
If I don't lose it.
Nashville.
But don't
Not
lose
hit
it.
traffic.
Sorry.
No, that's good, man. Because if I left at 4, I would have hit traffic really bad. 6 is good. So by the time I get there at 7,
Let's see if the battery's not dead. Oh, it's not dead. Cool. Watch it, boo. Watching it, night.
I didn't watch it.
She don't give a damn. We doing Kenna?
Give a damn.
Hold on, Kenna.
What's your name?
Kenna?
Kenneth
Kenna?
Noisewater.
Kenna.
Kenna.
Kenneth Noisewater.
How you
Like
doing,
what?
Kenna?
It's like, what are you doing? You hanging out over here, Kenna?
Is she always here?
Oh, yeah.
And she don't get bored?
Dog cam. Oh,
She don't get
cooks in
bored?
your mouth, then, Kenna. No, she sleeps at home. She sleeps at home, sleeps here. Alright, let's boot it up. Give me my money.
Oh, is it all the way gone?
Yeah, it's the only way you can get it going again. Nothing you can do.
It is cool. I told her on the first time, like, mine was just gone. It might be NAND. And you know what? I hate people like Apple. Oh, do you have the paper that I gave you?
Yeah.
Chris was holding papers.
Papers, holding papers.
Can I get that rubber band also?
Man, what you want me to rub
Yeah,
your back?
yeah.
Take you out for dinner?
Nah, I got that.
Hirsch is gonna take us out to dinner.
I can if you don't charge me for this.
Give me my money, Hirsch. Micah, check this man out.
Shit, let me write this on the wall.
Dang, Micah, why are you making your list so long? You trying to get all my money,
I am
Micah?
trying to get all your money. I know you're trying to get out first, so I gotta get it out of you.
Micah's over here. Why do you keep writing the fire stick down? How many times are you gonna put that on the board?
I put another one.
Come on, Mike.
Alright, check him out. Micah's fixed the same fire stick 30 times.
I've
Keeps
only
asking
fixed
to
it once.
keeps
I didn't
asking
write
to get-
down any other time.
Keeps asking to get paid on it.
Chris, I need to get paid out. Fire stick.
Hey man, you know that fire stick we be having. I need you to pay me on that, bro.
He's
I get a
gonna-
receipt, man.
Yeah.
Just so I can show you.
That man right there is gonna get you hooked up.
Okay, 10% off.
10% off.
10% off. 10% off of
It's
the million.
$50 and
It's
10% off.
$50 million and 2%
Man, if
off.
I had even 50 million pennies, I'd be rich. And write the description what a NAND is,
Okay.
just so that I can explain to that lady.
How much are you charging, Chris?
80,
80 bucks.
80.
10% off, special discount.
10% off, $90 plus $1 off extra for $80.
So 20% off of it. How about that? Does that sound good?
He wants a
And I'd rather
million.
see that 20%.
He wants $1 million off like that. Only $1 million.
I'll add another labor 20 in there, and then at the description I'll write 20% off. And then-
Man, you're ripping
iPhone 6s no power.
Alright, so you want me to write like NAND storage chip repair
malfunction.
malfunction?
/repair.
Where do I get the balls for reballing? My daddy.
See, payment?
Hold on, I'll show you the ones that I have.
Got a Visa. 7.
I just buy them pretty much on
It's
eBay.
800.
It's 80 there.
Leaded balls, doesn't really matter. They're
I
all
can read.
pretty much the same.
I wish you were going.
I'm almost there. Just a couple more years, maybe you'll get it.
So you did charge me 800.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Man, Chris, I want a refund of 780.
78.
78 cents. There you go.
This camera will focus. Focus.
Sign up for me,
Focus
sir?
camera.
Huh?
Alright, there's the solder balls. Supply code. Part number.
There you are.
Okay. And then these
sir.
are the other solder balls.
You have a good day.
See you, Hirsch.
See you later, man.
Solder balls.
Hey there, sir. Can I help you?
Yeah, I just got a question.
Yes, sir.
You got iPhone 6, 6S.
6S?
This battery.
Well, I don't know.
It like dies extremely fast.
Like we go from 90 to 30 or
I don't know. And like sometimes it'll just crash. And like it'll turn back on and it'll just beep.
100% or 10.
No,
Yeah.
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 And I do.
Sounds like battery to me.
Sounds like a battery to me. Care if I see it?
Yeah.
We'll test out.
You wanna plug it in right here?
Yeah. Plug it in there, Chris. You got everything set up, ready to go.
I do.
you got a battery tester?
We got a software, yeah.
Everything's on them smart, even the battery. What's your passcode?
It's 120401.
Okay. So if we open it up here, let's see. Alright, so this software will read pretty much all the device information. So it tells us our battery life and how many times it's been charged down here. So if we click on the battery life, it says it's been charged 596 times. The design capacity of the battery is 1690 milliamps, but the actual battery capacity currently is 524, which is really bad. It has 31% of its original life left in the battery. So that's definitely a bad battery. And then
what makes that happen? Like, I mean,
the cells in them start dying.
Just using them up and then charging them, like going all the way down to 0% usually, and then charging them all the way to 100% full. The more you charge them, the more damage it does. You know, the lifespan of them drops.
Well, once you drop it low.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to, I mean, just like charge it?
There's an ideal, if you look it up, Tesla actually talked about it for their cars, but LiPo batteries is what's in them. No lithium-ion polymer batteries. They prefer to stay in the 30-70% range, but realistically for a phone, it's hard to do that. We say don't run them down to zero, charge them up around 20-30%.
That's what I usually
Usually like a lifespan,
And
like 2 years.
Yeah,
maybe.
400 charge cycles, we'll start to see drop-offs. He's at 596, so it's after that time frame, it's really hit or miss. Some of them will last for a while, and some of them just they take a crap early. So. 2 years is about the average lifespan.
Y'all,
We can do it right now. Yeah, it's $45.
Okay.
Right.
You
And I'll show you the battery once we get the new one installed. It should be anywhere from 98 to 101% of battery life left on it now. So, and it'll have a 0 charge cycle on it.
Okay, get you fill that out. I'll go ahead and start working on it.
Yes, 3U.
My stuff or your stuff?
3U tools. DC power spot, let's see. Okay, so it's working.
Y'all replace a lot of batteries. Is that pretty common?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Not the
Y'all-
first.
Y'all over here, the place across the street there.
The place.
recommended.
Yep. Yep. They send a lot of people our way. We do a lot of phone repairs. Okay, so we got backlight only. It's probably kicking back off to the charge logo. Let's see. Yep. Battery's dead. Let's see.
and moves.
Yeah, she's a heavy sleeper. A frequent and heavy sleeper. Kenna, what are you doing? You sleeping over there? Hmm? You having a good day?
She come in every day with you.
Yeah. She's at home or here. This is her life. She sleeps. Sleeps, eats, runs around for a little bit, goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
She's got a hard time. Not sure how she makes it. And she's gonna go lay on her bed probably.
She's thinking about it.
Yep, she's getting on her bed. Time to sleep again.
Your all's AC broke, or do y'all like it warm?
Well, this building has one control unit for the entire building, and it's in the back hallway, which is about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than we are.
Huh.
So we get the short end of the stick.
And that big single pane glass there.
Yeah, and we're also in a man-made oven. So we get all the best parts of it. I've been looking at one of those personal AC units that you have like a little plumbing thing to plumb out the heat.
Yeah.
We've got a vent in the back that goes into the hallway. I thought about just pumping the hot air out into the hallway. Maybe it'll offset it. We'll work on both ways. Can you grab their fire stick? Can we get the battery out while you're doing that? $35.
You here to pick up the fire stick? Okay. Is that for you?
PMIC responsible for creating 1B8. Yes. Alright, so let this charge.
$35.
Let's see.
Out of paper.
You got a paper, Micah?
There's not a paper here.
You're
don't
all
make my
out
hair.
of paper. Does no one touch you?
So I'll have you know we're out of paper. There you go. Okay. Hey, just so he doesn't get confused or anything, whenever he goes to start up, all he has to do is click on the Kodi app. Okay? All right? What are you doing to me?
Tony, you get this? We need to get screens, don't we?
Huh?
We need to get screens, don't we?
Yeah. Wait. You done with this?
Yes, battery's out. Put your new one in. Use your strips.
Where'd you get strips?
They're up there above you on your little post there.
These boxes here?
Where your adhesive is. No. Those are screens for the iPads.
Oh, these right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bad battery.
How many? We just needed white 6s, correct?
We need white 6 pluses too, I think.
How many we have?
I'll have to go check. I think we're out. I think we ran out of those Friday. Don't you? Me?
I already did.
Oh, you. How do you lay these things down? What do you gotta do here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add to cart.
Never used
$360 in screens.
Never done this
You just
before.
peel the backing off and stick it down, then put the battery on top of it.
Like, pull this
Or
one
stick
here.
it to the battery. It's probably easier. That way you know which way where the tab should hang off. Log in to check out.
Okay.
Continue. FedEx overnight. Continue. PayPal. Continue. One touch, so no need to enter password. Good.
Chris, I'll have you notice this. OEM.
Yeah. Looks fresh. iPhone 6s water damage short at 1V8. Draw is 0.45 after booting. Hang, should I replace PMIC? You need to find out where your water damage was first. And you need to see if there's any 1V8 lines in the area of your water damage. PMIC on the 6S is underfilled, so I highly doubt that the PMIC is bad.
Whoa, oh, yeah.
My refurb screens, I buy them either from Tennessee from LCD1 or I buy them from Mobile Centric's refurbs. Alright, so our 6S that was not powering on is now powered on. I'm not exactly sure what the issue was. I didn't do anything other than plug it in. I'll test it on my other charger. It charges on that one too, so I don't know. I'll leave it plugged in. Alright, next phone. This one's from Anthony. Let's see what's in it. What do we have? Water stopped working. Tried to turn it on a couple times, got nothing. Haven't opened it. More damage. Data is critical. Keep if all possible. Okay. 6S water damage. Let's take a look at this one. You want to plug it in and show them?
Yeah. Sure. I'll get the information put in. I'll set it right there.
What was the passcode again?
120401.
What is it?
120401.
Alright. Alrighty. Yep, putting the first charge cycle on it now. So charge time's 1. So you got a new battery in there now.
Good deal.
Should have less issues with random shutoffs now.
Guess y'all replace screens too.
Oh yeah, we do a lot.
What do y'all charge to do that on like a 6S? Just out of curious.
6S is 110.
Alright, so it's going to be $45.90 after tax. Let's start back.
Run out of paper. Ooh. What's the liquid damage in here? Battery swollen too.
How do I do the reprint? Sign that one there for me. Alright. There you go, sir.
Alright, thank
No
you.
problem.
Should have gone
Both
call
have a good
me.
day.
Thanks. You too.
Did a searching project, aka basement for how.
Hey
Give
there.
me a number, told him I have to send it. Haven't had luck with recent basebands. Okay. I'll take
We
a
got there
look.
an iPhone 6.
7.
Oh, 7? iPhone 7. Let me see what we got. I'm pretty sure we got. Come on, just a minute, okay?
No problem.
It's regular 7 or 7 plus?
Regular 7.
Regular 7 is 125.
125. I don't have an OEM one in stock right now, but
What
I've
color?
got, black.
Alright,
Or do
here's
you have-
OEM.
Okay, and it's 160.
No, or yeah, 160 on their OEMs. Yep.
Okay. All right, I got an OEM screen for 160, and I got an aftermarket for 125. You want to do the aftermarket? Okay.
Can it be done today or?
Yeah, it'd take me about 30 minutes or so.
Okay, sounds good.
Let me get you a fill out form here, and I'll get started on it. There you go. Hey there, can I help you? Okay, I got one of them done. I'm still working on the other. It might not. It probably won't get done today. Do you want to go ahead and pick up the one, or just want to wait and get them both?
Which one's doing?
I think it's the one that he said was his. It had the big hole. Yeah, the black one.
Yeah, I'll go and get his.
Okay.
It's been National iPad Day today, I think.
Yeah, it has been.
Everybody's had an iPad broken today.
Thank you, sir. There's an OEM one. I'll put it back in the back of the phone.
Okay.
Let me find his paperwork real quick. I have to look this up. Yeah. Yep.
Hello. Yeah? Working? Hopefully not crazy late. It's been pretty busy day today.
He's been here before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was trying to find him in here.
Wow, what's up?
Yeah, yes, that guy won't get on that off.
No, I can let you know when I get off. It may not be exactly at 7.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Would it have been under a different
Okay.
name or something?
You want me to just give you a shout when I leave here?
You can try Sandy.
Will do.
Sandy or go out.
See you, man. Later.
It's actually my iPad, though.
What's the last name? There it is.
Corrosion. Corrosion.
Is it 65 on the iPad
What'd you-
floors? Digitize it.
65, yep.
Yep, okay, that's what I was thinking. After tax, it's going to be 66.20.
Go ahead, can you for both of them?
Yeah,
Better make
yeah, it could be.
way.
Yeah, it could be. They were both iPad 4s. So let me add that one in here real quick. Then I'll mark sold on here. Put it back with the other one.
You'll mark sold on it?
Huh? Well,
Paid.
Not so paid. I'm sorry.
We're gonna sell your iPad.
We won't sell your own. Chris made
That's
fun of
okay. I know we did. I just
it. We'll give you a commission.
It won't be enough. You just have to give me another.
No, okay.
Altogether, it's going to be $132.40.
I'm trying to get that file, but he ain't going with that.
Mhm.
Oh, with those iPads, they're a lot of work. And like Chris said just a few seconds ago, today's been National iPad Day. Get you somewhere for me.
Yeah, we normally get an iPad maybe a couple a week. Today's been 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, it's non-stop.
We've had these for a long time. This is the first time it's rolled. Second one.
If you receive it. Paid on this one, or like paid on that one. Put that
That
What
was a
time do you think that will be done?
I'm hoping to get it done. It'll probably be tomorrow. It'll be the first one in my queue tomorrow because I was getting ready to work on. I had it sitting out there, and then I had a whole bunch of phones come in, and I like to have a little bit of time to sit with them and work with them because it takes a little bit of time to work on those. So it'll probably be in the morning tomorrow. I'll get done with it, and then I'll seal it up, and I usually like them to stay sealed up for about an hour or two before so that way the screen goes on there evenly and everything.
Do you have her number?
Yeah, I got.
Do you want us to just give you a call?
You want me to give you a call whenever it's finished up tomorrow? That way.
Yeah.
Okay, I got two numbers here. I got a 792-1526 and a 792-1529.
Try the 6 first.
Okay, I'll put a star next to it.
Not having an iPad mini.
Uh-huh.
I gave it to my granddaughter, and it don't even come on.
It doesn't come on? We can take a look at it. We don't charge anything to look at them. We can find out why it's not coming on. And then let you know what it is and how much it would be to get fixed up.
How much is the screen for one of those? 'Cause I think it's crazy.
The digitizer on a mini
65.
65. Yep.
Same as these?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep.
Alright, thanks.
No problem. So those caps look like crap, but they're not shorted somehow. Alright, that's probably not supposed to be shorted, but I'll have to check. Definitely not supposed to be any shorts down here, especially not 1 ohm. So we're gonna have quite a bit of corrosion damage on this board. Can you turn the ultrasonic on?
Yes. Chris, yes. Anything for Chris.
Paula Daniels is here? Sweet.
Paula Daniels.
Paula Daniels.
Paula Daniels.
Paula Daniels. Alright, so we've got quite a bit of corrosion here. PMIC is underfilled on these. So like I said before, I highly doubt PMIC is the fault. Usually it's going to be something else because it would require voltage feedback into PMIC to really kill it, and PMIC normally can take quite a bit of abuse. So let's see, VCC main is low. It's reading 400 ohms. Let's see what diode mode says for VCC main. VCC main is 0.2, so it's a little low. It's not terribly low. Let's read over here. Okay, whatever this cap is dead shorted to ground. That one's VCC main. That cap is VCC main. This cap doesn't have an end. So we've got a lot of potential here for caps. There's another dead shorted cap. That's a dead shorted cap. So we got quite a bit of possibility here, especially like in this area. All these caps look terrible. These two look terrible. These look terrible. That one looks terrible. This one looks terrible. This cap here, here. We got a little corrosion up here, but I don't think that's a problem. We got corrosion here. We've got some possible corrosion action there, here, here. Possibly something up in this area. Looks like the bottom of the board was spared, which is good. NAND area looks okay. Don't see any obvious issues there. We do have some corrosion here on this side of NAND actually. We'll go ahead and clean that up. The main thing whenever you're addressing water damage is you want to look at where the damage is, and then you want to see which lines are shorted, and then you can tell, okay, on ZXW, does ZXW show the line that I'm looking at shorted in any of the areas that I have corrosion? That's kind of the 2 + 2 = 4 kind of thing you have to do in your head. So you have to say, is corrosion here? Yes. Are there any lines in the area that fit the corrosion area that we're looking at that are shorted? Yes or no? If they are, then you need to start pulling items in that area and see if they relieve the short or not. It's the same process for any of them. You just kind of have to use common sense. There's a lot of shorts on these. I'll go through these caps real quick so you can see the shorts, or hear them actually. So that's VCC main. This one's shorted. It's 0 ohms on both sides. This one's VCC main. This one doesn't even have an end. I can't meter it. This one's dead shorted on both sides. Dead shorted on both sides. Dead shorted on both sides. Dead short on both sides. Yep. That one's shorted on its side. So there's a lot of potential here. So what we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to identify these lines. Let me see what I can do here. So this is a 6S. If you have a ZXW, you obviously want to open ZXW up, and you want to compare the board view to what you have in front of you. No, that's the regular PMIC on the 6S. Has all the underfill on it. Alright, so which lines are these? The center one is dead short. Let's see. It's GPU. Well, that's not good. So right now our GPU is reading dead short. We want to see all the locations that GPU can be shorted at. So I'm looking at, I don't have a view set up. I'll have to set one up for the next stream for ZXW. The one that I have won't let you see the scope right now, so we'll set one up. But I'll kind of point out all the caps that are a possibility. So it's saying that, let's see, let's meter these caps real quick. So this cap here is GPU. This cap here, 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 and here. And then here, here, and here. And then caps down here. Let's see, all these caps look fairly good, so I would say our GPU short's going to be in this area. The number one way you can tell if a cap is good, give it a little nudge or look at it. Visually you can tell if they're bad. Obviously these caps here look like absolute shit, so we need to address those first. So I'm going to do the patented pick it out and knock it off the board method. I don't think all these caps are going to be bad, but I do want to eliminate any of them that look bad. So let's see. Okay, we've come up a little bit after taking that one off. We went from 0 ohms. We're up to 12 ohms. That's a little better. I'm going to go ahead and take all these nasty capacitors off.
iPhone 7.
Alright, so I may have to heat this underfill a little bit. It's a little hard. So let's actually meter this cap. It may have been the bad one, but I don't like how these other ones look either. No, that wasn't the bad one. Because we were metering a 0 ohm short a second ago. But I'm still going to knock all these off, and then we'll go through and pick it back up here. Alright, so a little heat on the board. Get that out of there. Okay. Let's see what our resistance is now. Let it cool off for a second. Yeah, it's pretty low in diode mode. Let's see what we're at. It seems like it's coming up now. It's still low though on this one. I'm reading 0.005 right now. It should be higher than that. The GPU on the 6S though is a fairly low reading compared to the 6 series, so. Alright, this cap will be tricky. Oh, broke my tweezers. This underfill is much harder than the 6 series. I'm gonna have to get new tweezers here. We're gonna get rid of you anyway. Get out of the way. Okay. Got that cap out. Sorry if you all can't see anything. It's hard for me to keep this in focus. Alright, so we got those caps knocked out. Let's check again. We're still at 0.006. Let me grab a 6S board and compare. I don't think that that's right though. It seems really, really low. There you go, if I have a 6S board laying around. Here's a 6S Plus, it should be somewhere. Let's read this one here. It might be actually. Let's see. This board boots up but just won't boot all the way up. I think it's a NAND problem. Let's see here. GPU. I thought it was higher reading than this, but maybe it's not. Yeah, that's GPU, so let's see what our reading is. GPU. Yeah, 0.006, so maybe it is. So we'll leave it at that. We'll replace those caps. 0.008. Yep, so GPU is reading normal, I guess. Yeah, tweezers got wrecked. I'm gonna go grab a new set. Trash can they go. That's why our tweezers only cost us $6. So much trash. All the trashes. Alright, so we got our new tweezers. Looking fine. Alright, so That looks good. Let's look at our other lines that may be shorter. Let's check out VCC main. It was reading a little short, a little low. It's at 0.23, well, 0.24. So, not terrible, but not great. I don't like how some of these look. But let's see why our VCC main would be reading low. Based on the corrosion area, there is a good chance that the audio IC has some corrosion under it, which would not surprise me. Do I use 3-use tool to get backup jobs? No. Vetus, yes. The tweezers are Vetus ST16s. ST16. Vetus. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, we got VCC main. So VCC main is on this little guy that looks like dog shit. That came off the board quite easily. It also is on this guy right here that's missing its end. It's also on that little cap right there that looks like crap. I'm gonna pull the audio IC based on the amount of corrosion around here. My guess is it's gonna have something under it. This cap end is just hanging off. Let's see. 1V8 SD RAM is right here. Let's see what it's reading. So 0.255. It seems okay, not great, but not terrible. I would almost think that even with this it may boot up, but I'm going to go ahead and remove the unnecessary crap just to make sure. I'll change my nozzles back out. Okay, got my nozzle back on. Put a coin over the PMIC since it is underfilled and it is very sensitive. We're going to take our audio IC off. I'm going to do this just like I do the PMICs. I'm going to hold it up with the chip and let it fall away. Okay, we do have corrosion under the IC. We'll flip it over here so you can see it. There's the corrosion under it. So we're going to go ahead and clean that up. We don't want any of that left over. That causes problems. Problems equal no data. We'll see what our VCC main line reads after this. And we'll keep on removing chips until it's back up where it should be. Or at least good enough to boot. Alright. Got all our solder cleaned up. What type of water did this phone swim in? I have no idea.
Poop water.
Could be poop water. It doesn't look like. It looks like salt water or chlorine water or something. A lot of corrosion. It looks like high chlorine or maybe salt. Something pretty corrosive.
Mountain Dew.
No, it doesn't look like any type of syrup. Sugar stuff has a distinct look to it.
It's like a goopy. Almost turns raw.
Yeah, it turns into fucking rock candy after you heat it up. Alright, let's see what we're reading now. I guess it would help if I... Okay, so now we're reading 0.026. So we actually went the opposite direction. So we've heated something up that is on VCC main that was bad. So we need to find out what it was. So VCC main, what did we clean up that caused more issues? Let's see, who nearby can be corrupt? Fucked up. Alright, so we got a couple components here that could be bad that we're going to go ahead and pull off. We're going to pull the controlling IC for Stockholm. It has a VCC main line under it and is close by. Usually not the issue, but pull it just to see. We do have a cap right here that is on VCC main that looks like shit. So as you can see, it's loose. Didn't take much to get it off. Move that out of the way. Let's retest VCC main. See what we have. Still reading very low, 0.2 still. Okay. I'll look around and see. This cap is VCC main. Also on this line that looks bad. So let's check again. 0.023 still. Alright, what are you? Here are your RF chip. You're not needed to make it boot. So let's take you off next. Okay, ooh, lots of corrosion under that one, and that's got a VCC main ball on it over here. You can see all the corrosion there. I can pick it off with my tweezers. So that could have been our culprit. Let's find out. Alright, that's cleaned up. You can see all the corrosion there. You can barely even see the pads still. We're going to go ahead and clean that out. Now you can see the pads and stuff. There's still a bit of corrosion there though on this solder for this component here. Well, let's check and see what our VCC main is at now. 0.05, so we've come up a little bit, but we're still low. So let's see, is Chestnut should be on that one, so we're gonna have to pull Chestnut and see if Chestnut is our issue. What's up, Anthony? Alright, so let's remove Chestnut and see what we have. chestnut looks kind of bad, not terrible. But it definitely has some corrosion under it also. You can see it there. Well, you all can't see it. You can see corrosion here. Some corrosion here, here, some here. So we definitely had corrosion there also. That cap looks like shit. Get rid of it. Looks like that's a... what is that? That's just a... that's a decoupling cap. So we can... we really don't even have to worry about that one for now. We can run a jumper there. The pad came off with that one. No big deal. Jumper wire fix easy. May not even be necessary. Sometimes the decoupling cap's just there to keep it clean, but if we're just trying to get data, as long as we can see the picture for a little bit, we're okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull solder balls out of there now. We're going to check more of these caps. Usually ICs are the hidden killers. They're the ones that will hide corrosion from you. You won't be able to find it until you pull them. So after I look over the caps, I like to go through and try to find my bad ICs. So working in this area, I'm fairly confident that most, if anything, here should be cleaned up. If there was any corrosion under ICs, that it's gone now. Let's see what our VCC main is at now. There we go. So when we took chestnut off, VCC main now is up to 0.328. I went from 0.05 to 0.328. So VCC main's back up where it should be. So we're going to need to place a new chestnut on this, because chestnut is most likely fucked due to the corrosion that was under it. And then we're going to have to search for any other issues. Gross ass, whatever the fuck this is. Make sure there's no shorts here. Okay. Let's see if this board will boot. That's my first question. If it'll boot, then we'll go ahead and throw chestnut on it and see if we can get an image. And if we can get an image, we'll get the data. So I'm going to hook up a battery, hook up a new charging port. Don't use water damaged items if you can avoid it, especially batteries. Batteries can cause a shit ton of issues. The iPad, no, we didn't have to pull the NAND. It was fine. Alright, so let's see, will it boot? Yep, it booted up. Alright, so I just heard it chime. Let's see what iTunes says about it. 3U sees it, connected to iDevice, please wait. iTunes sees it. Let's see if iTunes is asking for the passcode or anything. I'm gonna unplug and replug it. It's asking me about personal Wi-Fi hotspot.
Good.
See, wait on device. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it's asking for passcode. So I'm going to unplug power. And we want to put a new chestnut on here. And hopefully our connector is okay. And we have touch. Oh, this is the iPhone 7. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Testing the cameras.
Oh. Yeah, you were like...
The front camera's on.
It's not? Did you plug it in?
I thought I got plugged in, but I was having trouble with the...
Unplug the battery before you do anything.
No, I understand.
Understand us. Understand us. Understand us. Do you have a passcode in here? That's the question. Nope. Huh?
So everything else is working fine. So it's like the camera. And then get back to it. And then turn it off. And plug it in.
Alright, so need chestnut. Let's see what this Success parts board has to offer. So it is a TI 57 C70EI. Six five seven 30 AOP. Yep. Alright, so they're the same. Okay. Just unplugged in.
It, like the underfill stuff around there, that real gooey stuff,
Mhm.
got up
Down in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. see if we get an image now. Need to go get a 6S screen. Be right back. Plug in our charge port. Plug in our battery. Let's see if we get image. No image. Oh, no backlight. I have image. I can deal with that. I can deal with backlight, no image. Or no backlight, no image. It's hard to see. We might have to figure out the backlight. It's too dark to see all the Let's see here. Backlight, backlight. You output? You are output. Alright. Let's see if we're getting from here to here. Okay. Looks like this might be an FPC issue. Yeah, we got some corrosion on the pins there. So we're gonna do a touch up on these pins.
All right, sir. Got you right here. Okay. Right here, where it's smacked against the ground, I cleared it out the best I could to make it so that where that screen will sit down in there. It still doesn't sit there 100% flush, so I just watch out for that or get a good case. Have you ever been here before?
Not.
Okay. I'll get you out of there.
There we go. We do have faint lines on the screen though. This tells me we won't have touch. Nope, no touch. Okay. So now we need to solve touch problems. A7 Mesa is dead short.
Alright, total after tax and everything is going to be $129.80.
Which goes to this cap.
Could you sound that there for me? There you are, sir.
Thank you guys.
Not a problem.
See you.
You have a good evening.
Got too aggressive, knock that pad off, but we can make a jumper there and get it working. If not, we can run a line around and jump to that. Do 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 do. Gotta stop knocking caps off, being too aggressive.
I'll need a food gate.
What?
It's meant
It
to
was
get
in the
thrown away.
trash.
It's in the trash. Okay.
I think so. Let me see.
It doesn't have like a item description or anything.
No, that's the fucking iPad mini.
iPod mini.
iPad mini, the one
Oh,
with
the
that
one I
has
took back?
liquid.
Huh?
The one that has possible liquid damage.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Do 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 do. What's our jumper? Okay. So we had corrosion on that cap, most likely causing a short. We're gonna run a jumper wire here from the trace over to the via. If not, we'll just run it around the board and catch it on the other side. But we should have enough here. We should be able to catch it. Hopefully. If not, long jumper it is. So don't do as I say, or as I do. Sometimes it'll cause you problems like this. We have to run stupid little jumpers. Alright, we got it attached to our via there. Now we're going to come over and tap it to our line. Okay, it should be attached to our line, and it is. So let's cut the excess off there, and we will see if our I don't want to get too aggressive. It's a fairly thin line. There we go. Now we can test continuity across those real quick to make sure that we have a good connection. Alright, it's good. Let's see if our line is still shorted now. So third pin. Okay, it's no longer shorted. Let's see if we have touch now. We should. Chris, I'm gonna make a jump. Just that's when knocking caps off gets you in trouble right there. not too bad. I mean, I knew I could jump it around to the other side if needed, but I should have just taken that one off normally. But I really don't like putting heat on water damaged boards. It just causes so many fucking problems. I like to avoid heat on them as much as I can, but you can get yourself in trouble real quick too, so be careful. Luckily there, nothing major. Alright, so let's hook this up. We're going to push this out of the way. And as soon as we get this one fixed, I'm going home. Alright, so time for the phone. Let's get this tight. Loosen this. Alright, let's plug in our power. Nope, still got lines, so something else is wrong. We're still not going to have touch. Alright, so yeah, we're still not going to have touch because there's clear lines across the screen. So we need to keep checking for shorts.
I got head out.
Like a fetus?
Like fetus. Legs first, not head first.
Head first, legs first? Go down the list.
Alright. iPhone 6 screen.
Okay.
iPhone 5 screen.
Okay.
I did the iPhone 5 screen for the one for you. I didn't know if you wanted me to leave it on.
That's fine.
Alright. Then another iPhone 5 screen.
Okay.
The Fire Stick.
Okay.
iPhone 6 Plus screen.
Okay.
iPad 2 battery.
Okay.
iPad 4 Digi.
Alright.
iPhone 5C screen. Ports unlocked. I don't know what it's
I know who it is. Okay.
And then an iPhone 6S battery.
Alright.
And then the iPhone 7 screen.
Okay.
Right.
Take 140 out of the box. So let's see. We still don't have touch. Let's check all our pins here. I don't have any abnormal shorts anymore. I'm gonna do a diode test here in a second and see what diode says. Just because I don't get a beep on continuity doesn't mean diode reading is correct. So we're gonna need to check the diode on each one of these. Let's go down through here. If anything looks low, then we're gonna check and see. We may have to compare it to a known good board.
Alright, I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright.
I'll probably come in early and start on iPads.
Okay, based on memory, none of those really look out of place. 0.4. Okay, I'm getting an OL reading here. Let me see. I don't know if the negative line's supposed to be OL or not. Can be 6S boards real quick before you go.
6S screen?
Boards.
Boards?
Let me do diode meter on this real quick. Maybe my line's not connected, and I think it is.
Oh, he's here. 1, 2.
Let me see it.
2. Yep.
Yep. All right.
Alright.
Later.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, you can lock it. Alright, so this board reads OL also. Let's test other boards and make sure. There. This one still has the connector. Let's check this one here. Yeah, this one's close to OL also. It's 1.43. Let's see what resistance mode gives us. Gives us OL. I mean, I'm fairly confident in that. If needed, we can run the jumper around, I guess, just to make sure. But I'm fairly confident in that jumper being connected. Let's poke it and see. I mean, it's solid. I'm pretty confident in the jumper there. So, yeah, Micah's gone for the night. That's our jumper wire right there. It's definitely soldered. Yeah, I mean, that's connected. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is connected. Let's do some diode comparisons here, just to make sure that everybody looks good. 0.4, 0.4, pretty much OL. 0.2. Let's see what I get here. 0.2, that's a little low. 0.4. What is the first one? 1V8 touch. Okay, so that's low. It's reading 0.2 when it should be 0.4. So let's see why it's low. So where do you go on the board, buddy? It runs to straight to PMIC, and then it also goes to some type of, so it goes from here to here, and then it runs down to this little fucker, which looks like it has corrosion around it. Let's look at the edge of it, and that'll kind of give us an idea if it's having problems or not. It's definitely got some corrosion on it. We'll try to clean that up. See if our readings change at all. Get her back in focus here. Alright, so let's check it again. Still reading 0.2. Aha, so we have corrosion under here. So let's see, which one is our filter? Our filter is the one that looks like dog shit. So this is our filter, and if you see, just from the end of it there, it's all corroded, and if I touch it, it just comes right off. And it looks like the pad is severely corroded there. So that's probably why we don't have touch. So what we're going to need to do is come in and clear some of this out. I'm going to add a little heat just to soften this underfill just a little bit. Alright, just that little bit of heat. Now you can see I can just kind of poke all this out, like it just moves freely. I don't want to remove all the components around here. I just want to have access to the area that I need. And that has done it for me. So just that little bit of heat loosens that stuff up just enough to move it. definitely got some nastiness there. We can probably just bridge these two since we're just wanting data off of it. I do not recommend bridging them if you're going to repair the phone, because bridging it is not a repair. Filters are there for protection from shorts and noise on the line, so it is good to have that filter there. This side feels like it's, there we go. I was gonna say this side almost feels like it's burned, but it finally cleaned up. Alright, let's run a short little jumper there real quick and see if we have touch, because I suspect that filter was the cause of our no touch. Since our other two lines look normal, they both read, compared to the other board, they look fine. Okay, where did my wire go? That's the only thing about this tiny ass wire, like you can lose it really easily. Let's grab another piece. Oh, there it is. Still attached to my tweezers. So I'm gonna zoom out just a little. Let's turn the brightness back down because that kind of degrades the image. And you have the supplemented brightness turned on. Alright, so I've got my tiny wire there. I'm going to tack down this side. That side's good. I want to tack down this side. That should be good. Alright, now we're just going to break our wire off now. There we go. And we're going to meter from one side to the other to make sure that this is good. Okay, now we're going to meter for a short. No shorts. It's still reading low though. I don't like that at all. So that line is still reading quite low. Let's see what diode gives us. Yeah, it's still at 0.2. So we've got problems either with this IC or something along the lines, because I don't think it's going to be internal to PMIC. So this cap was next to the grossness. Let's go ahead and take him off. We're going to do this the correct way so we don't fuck anything. Like we did on the other side. Alright, cap is off. Let's do another diode reading. Okay, it's dropped down because of the heat. Let's see if it comes back up. So it's slowly rising. How rude, Chris. Hey, Paul. No, I'm not giving you the ignoring treatment. I'm just trying to get shit done. Sorry. I want to get out of here. It's late. It's 7:30 already. Alright, so we're still low. We're still at 0.2. I feel like we should be a little higher by now. Let me see what this does. We've got a resistor. We do have a capacitor here. And then, what does this little guy do? This is a proximity line. This is a capacitor here. I'm going to knock that off because I don't give a shit about that. Let's see if that changes at all. Still 0.2. It's still not right. Still reading very low resistance to ground. Let me see if there's anything on the output of this filter that could be causing it. Alright, so we have a cap on this side. Let's go ahead and Knock that cap out of there. Is there any change? Still 0.2 volts. When we come over here and compare it to our other board, we're getting 0.43. So we definitely still have something wrong here. Let's see. Looks like we have another MOSFET of some sort for the proximity. I don't think that that would be causing it though. So it's either going to be this IC here or maybe the FPC, but I wouldn't think so. The FPC, while it looks like shit, it doesn't look like that these would be touching anything. So I'm thinking that this little guy I'm going to take off the FPC. I don't think that the FPC could be causing this though. I'm going to take off this proximity line. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely has some corrosion under it, so that's what it is. See there on the corner where this is the touch 1V8 line, it's all corroded all to fuck. So that definitely was our issue. I didn't even think water could get under that chip because it's an LDO almost, it looks like, or some type of MOSFET of some sort, or just maybe a logic gate or something, I don't know. But it ate this shit all up. Yeah, that pad's completely eaten off the board actually. Woo! Yeah, that's pretty bad. So the pad there is missing completely underneath of there where the oxidation was. Hopefully we don't need the prox line to do anything on this. Yeah, you can see that's where the pad's supposed to be, and it's pretty much gone. There's just a little nub of solder. There's the via right there. Yeah, the whole pad's pretty much gone. This pad's NC, so it doesn't matter. These other two pads are prox lines. One of them is a prox boost or buffer or something. The other one is the prox enable, or it pretty much just can turn the touch off. So now let's meter and see what we have on our pin up here. So I'm going to meter off of this, and then we're going to meter our line again. 0.4. Okay, so it's good now. That was our issue. Let's see if we have touch now. I hope we do. So I can go the fuck home. Go home. Go get food. Cry myself to sleep. Hopefully this isn't needed. I don't want to have to run prox line bullshit just to get data. I don't think it is. I think all it does is just turns the power off to that line if it needs to. Like shorts the ground through a resistor. So I'm hoping that this will solve our issues. Please no lines. Still fucking lines in the screen. Damn it. So we're still not going to have touch. The phone still boots, but we still have lines in the screen. Maybe we'll still have touch even though we have lines. Let's see. Nope, no touch. I knew this was going to be one of those ones that is just going to fight me. Like you get these ones where like just stupid things won't work when they should. And the problem with the 6S series is everything on the bottom row there has to do with touch. It's all fucking touch related. And it's going to be a pain. I'm going to have to do diode readings on every single one of those. We do a quick continuity test just to make sure that we have continuity. Guess it would help if I put it in continuity mode. Okay, let's put some flux in. We'll try cleaning up our pads here. We got a few ugly looking pins. Want to make those look good again. Alright, let's do a pin check here. That one's loose. So we need to focus on that pin there. Pretty much this whole bottom row has to do with touch. So if you ever have a 6S with no touch, it's gonna be this top corner area, and then pretty much most of the bottom row is gonna be touch related. So diode mode those pins, look for obvious faults. Anything like that, you'll end up finding them. Okay, so I'm going in with some flux down and fresh solder on the tips of my tweezers. Let's see if that got us where we needed to be. So we're going to retest to see if our pads are good or not. Our pins, excuse me. So we're going to go down the row here again. This is the one that was loose. It's good now. Okay, everybody looks good. Do some quick pin maintenance here to make sure we're making solid connection. And we'll try again. I may try even another screen just to make sure that this isn't a screen problem that's trolling me over and over. We definitely have corrosion around here though, so I don't think it is. I think we have a problem with the board still. But it is good to double check just in case. Let's see. Still have lines. Let's put some pressure on the connector and see if it changes. No change. Looks like we lost backlight. Or we were pressing on the connector. Backlight's back, but we still have the lines. I'm going to check for touch just to make sure. Lines don't necessarily mean no touch, but they usually do. You can see the draining of the pixels there with the voltage variations most likely. Yep, still no touch. The screen dims itself pretty low, but still no touch. Alright, I'm going to check one more screen. I'm going to look over my connectors real quick. I'm going to double check my jumper. And then if it's not there, I'm going to go home and come back to it tomorrow. But I will be right back with another screen. Forgot I have one, actually a screen right up here in front of me. It needs to be sent out for refurbishment. But we'll test this. Let's see. Yep, still got lines on the screen, which indicate that the Mason chip's not getting enough power or something, based off of what I've seen in the past. Usually that's a sign that Mason's missing something. Which on the 6S Mason and everything is on the actual Flex. I moved the cable too much there and it actually caused it to lose backlight. Yep, still no touch, so take that off. We have image but no touch still. What else do we have here? I think I'm going to really want to check the negative line here. Okay, now our looks like our Mason, well, it's coming up slowly. The Mason line was down a little bit, the positive side. Let me see where that comes from. Should come from Chestnut. Let's see, Mason. Is it Mason? Yeah, Mason LCM negative. Okay, that's LCM. That's just LCM power. So that's not it. 1V8 LCM. 5V Mason high. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth pin up is the Mason high line. We're getting 0.55 here. And then on this board, where's my parts board? Over there. My parts board, I am getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.57, so that's correct. Let's make sure that the filter itself is working. They do fail from time to time. Not unlikely. These don't look like they're bad though. So I don't foresee this being the issue. But I will check anyway. Filter's good. Filter's good. This is a cap. It's good. I'm not sure. Let's check the bottom row. AP to touch clock reset. Alright, let's do diode comparison. Actually, I should have a 6S diode readout already that I made. I'm going to pull that up. Schematics, iPhones, 6S, FPC diode. Yay, I've already done all my work for myself. I like it. I like it a lot. So we can go down the list here and see what is out of spec and what is in spec. So, 0.31, little low. 0.31, little low. As long as they're consistent, I think we'll be okay. 0.31, that's consistent with what we should have. Oh well, that's correct. That's consistent. Okay, this one is not consistent. What line are you? You're the... So 6 pin. Let's see what the 6 pin in is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Touch to proximity enable. Oh, that's because I took off the fucking this thing. It goes to this pad. Alright, so that's fine. We may have to put that IC back, I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, that's 1, 2. Tenth pin in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. LCM to AL B sync. I don't know if that's necessary. It is a little low. Let's see where it goes. Does it go to an IC that I've removed? No, it goes to CPU. Let's see if it goes anywhere on the board. Okay, that has to do with something to do with baseband. Not sure what. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. Thirteenth pin in. Reads OL. That looks correct. It's hard for me to keep it to where you all can see what I'm doing. The magnification between the two is totally different. Okay. Okay, so the only one that looks off any at all is the line that goes to OWL, which I don't think should matter. So I'm going to try replacing the FPC. I really don't want to, but because the problem is when you heat up this area, you can cause some of these components under the underfill to lift. I really don't want to do that, but I'm not sure if my FPC is causing my issues or not. Okay. We definitely got some pads down here that look like shit. Yeah, those are highly corroded. I don't know what those are. Let me check. I think those are all to do with anode though. Or backlight. Yeah, backlight. So that's probably why our backlight was so sensitive to being touched. The pads there for the cathode and anode are pretty nasty. We can clean those up though. So I'm going to run some leaded solder over all these so that we can place our new FPC easily. Wow, look at the connector down here for the ground. It's corroded all to hell too. I guess from where the 1V8 touch line was pretty fucked up. There's the pad that we had that wasn't sticking down well. As we can see, it's still got some corrosion on it. Alright. Fairly cleaned up there. Let's clean off our pads. It would help if I got some cleaner on there. Let's scavenge this. Actually, we should have some new ones. Well, you said FPC, doesn't mean that's what it was. We still don't know if that's what it was. Let's see if this is the 6S or 6S Plus. This looks like the 6S Plus FPC. Yeah, it is. Here we go, 6S. Okay, so this should be the 6S connector. Yes, sir. Compare and make sure. Yep, that's it. So to prevent this from instantly searing our plastic on our connector, you need to put down a decent amount of flux. That flux will help transfer some of the heat and protect it. Plus it helps it sit into place so that when this is ready, we can just nudge this connector onto its pads. Kept fucking with it and blew it away. Okay, try that again. Stay down on your pads, little dude. Alright, that's good enough. No, it's a piece of paper over here that's fucking flapping around in the breeze. I could hear it too. Alright, so let's check our pins, see if they are soldered or not. You all can slide along with me. A lot of these are not soldered, so we're going to have to go through with our tweezers. And we're going to put a little flux down in the side here on both sides. We're going to load up the tip of our tweezers with a little bit of solder. Okay, now we're just going to go in and touch the pads. Which, if done correctly, should take solder pretty much immediately and should solder down. These last two on the end, there we go. So that side's done. And we're going to switch over to the other side. Okay. All those are soldered now. Now we're going to take some cleaner and clean those up. If this doesn't work, I'm going home. I'll come back to this tomorrow, first thing. I dicked with the NAND a little, or the EMC a little bit today. Still haven't had any luck. I'm thinking about just ordering the little holder thing and see if that'll fix it. Maybe I'm just not making connections with the right pins. I'm doing it like they say on the website, but evidently that doesn't work. Alright, so let's check out our FPC. Everybody soldered down now. Let's see. Alright, everybody looks good. Let's try and see if we have touch now. If we don't, tomorrow I'm going to inspect the chestnut stuff. The place where we knocked off that line, I'll probably lift chestnut up and run a jumper around to the front of the board to ensure that that is connected properly. If that's not the issue, I'll check around on the lines that are reading a little low. I don't think the owl line has anything to do with it, but we'll make sure. So, moment of truth. Let's see. We got no image. Do we have no image, no backlight? Okay, so we have no backlight. Let's see. Do we have touch though? That's the question. I can't see shit. So I've got to get backlight. I can't see anything on the screen. It's too dark. So let's check. Why is backlight not working? Did we knock the anode loose or something? Maybe this cathode line is not connected. So we have a cathode line here that looks a little suspect. Yep, it's not connected. So this cathode line right there is not connected. Or anode, actually, it might be anode. So let's solder that real quick. Alright. Let's see if that is soldered now. Still seems loose. So we may need to add a little more flux. May have to add a little more solder in here. I don't keep much on the tip of the tweezers there just to prevent any type of bridging, but clean that up. Alright, let's see if that got it. Still looks a little shitty. I may have gotten it now. Yeah, that pin's not moving anymore, so that should have gotten it. Well, let's find out. Do we have backlight? Yay, backlight. We still have lines in the screen, so that means there's not going to be any touch. Which means I'm going to go the fuck home, because the touch ain't going to work. Phone still turns on, but it ain't going to have touch. Nope, no touch. Touch is dead as fuck. So tomorrow we will pick this back up. I am burnt out for the day. We had a bunch of shit today. FL4210, the 5V1. Alright, we'll check out FL4210. We'll check that out. Let's see. FL4210. Okay. That is Touch VDD. We'll check that out. That line didn't meter abnormal, but we'll check it anyway. Could be a bad filter, but we'll see. It looks pretty good. I don't see any problem with it. We'll expose both of these here. we will do a continuity test. It's good. Good. That's good. What's that go to? That goes to camera. Alright, so that part reads good. Let's see if it's got a short. I don't think it will because we didn't meter a short earlier. No, it's not shorted. Let's see where it comes from. Who makes you? Who is your father? Also Chestnut. Alright, so Chestnut may be the issue, or it may be that line from Chestnut. I don't know. I'll check it tomorrow. We'll pull Chestnut off and look and see. I'm going to go home. I've been on stream forever today. But I appreciate you all watching, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. If you missed the stream, it'll be uploaded so you can see what happened, what was the end results. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.